My parents said, "You're the prototype. When we get you right, we'll have the real child we actually wanted." I spent 18 years being their rough draft. Then, I found the blueprint for my replacement. My parents are architects, not just professionally, in how they parent. They told me when I was 10, presenting it like a compliment. "You're teaching us how to be perfect parents," my father said. "When we have your sibling, we'll get it right because you showed us the way." I felt special. I was an idiot. When I learned to ride a bike, my father recorded every fall, documenting the learning process, he explained. "So we know what to avoid next time." My childhood bedroom was painted beige. "We're keeping it flexible," my mother said. "We're not sure what gender your sibling will be." Every mistake I made was studied. Every success was measured. I once asked for a dog. "We need to see how you handle grief with something less significant first," my mother said. 2 weeks later, my classroom goldfish died. She interviewed my teacher about my reaction. When I was 15, I found the notebooks, 12 of them. Parenting research, Subject E. Subject E, that's what they called me. Subject E struggled with long division. Next child should begin abstract concepts earlier. Subject E showed fear of dark. Next child's room should have gradual lighting exposure from infancy. Every page was a dissection of my failures. The oldest notebook was the worst. Subject E was unplanned pregnancy. If we must have a child before we're ready, we can at least extract maximum value. This child will teach us what not to do when we plan our real family. I was their accident, their beta test. When I was 17, I overheard them in the kitchen. "Do you think we're ready?" my mother asked. "We've learned everything we need from Ethan," my father said. "We know exactly what to do differently." The next day, I found the blueprint in my mother's desk. Project Phoenix. Planned child 2025 to 2043. 23 pages mapping out my future siblings' perfect life. Every milestone, every decision, all annotated with what they'd learned from me. Year 7. Introduction to instrument. Subject E chose drums himself. Too chaotic. Year 16. Car. Subject E had to buy his own. Caused resentment. The last page. Relationship with Subject E. Post-sibling management. Maintain civil distance. Avoid direct comparison. Internal only. No college funding. Subject E receiving state school only. They'd planned my obsolescence. I took pictures of every page. Then I played perfect prototype for 6 months while applying to 11 universities, all out of state. 7 accepted me. I chose the farthest with full financial aid. Then I waited. My high school had a senior exhibition night. My project was an architectural presentation. My parents were thrilled. The gym filled with families and teachers. My project sat in the center, covered with a black sheet. "My parents are architects," I began. "They taught me that every structure needs a foundation, that you learn by creating a prototype." My mother beamed. My father recorded. "This project is called Subject E. That's me. That's what my parents called me in their research notes." I pulled the sheet off. The entire display was their office recreated. Blown-up photocopies of their notebooks covered the walls. Every clinical observation, every cold analysis. In the center was their Project Phoenix blueprint. The gym went silent. "This is what it looks like when parents treat their child as a prototype," I continued. "As a rough draft for the child they really want." My mother stood, face white. "Ethan, this is a comprehensive exhibition of architectural parenting. Don't worry, I documented everything, just like you taught me." I looked directly at them. "Thank you for the foundation. I'm going to build something beautiful on it, just not with you." Students were already taking pictures, posting them. Teachers read the walls, hands over mouths. My parents left without their son. I left without my parents. Uncle Wayne, who they'd cut off for calling them emotionally bankrupt, picked me up that night. The last thing I did before leaving town was mail them something. A blueprint, self-drawn, carefully detailed. The title, Ethan Callahan. Final design, self-built. Below it, in their own handwriting from their notebooks, Subject E exceeded projections. Prototype became permanent. Rough drafts don't need to be erased. Sometimes they burn the blueprint and build themselves instead.